Hello my dear students. So today the next topic is seed and fruit development. So after the development of the embryo, next topic is how the seed and fruit is developed. As you all know that ovule is transformed into seed and ovary is transformed into fruit. Okay. Now here seed and fruit development. So after the fertilization, then embryo development, what happened? The sepals, petals, stamen, style and stigma, they fall off, okay, and ovary changes into fruit, that ovary, and inside the ovules which will change into the seed later on. Now ovary wall changes into the pericarp, the fruit wall. Pericarp usually differentiated into three layers, that is epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. So ovary wall first change into the pericarp, that is a fruit wall, and which may be further classified or differentiated into these three, that is epi, meso and endocarp. Okay. Now each ovule, this is about the ovary. Now each ovule also enlarges in size, and you have seen at that time when I have shown the diagram of the embryo sac that two integuments are there, isn't it? So the ovule also changes in size, enlarges in size. Outer integument will form the testa, outermost seed coat covering. Okay, and inner tegument will form the tegment. So testa and tegment are the two layers of the covering of the seed. Okay, and seed is formed by the ovule. So this ovule will become now seed having two layers, two outer protective covering, that is testa and tegment. Testa from the outer integument and tegment from the inner integument layer. Okay, so this is the ovary changes and this is the ovule. Then you can see here the dicot seed and the monocot seed. Dicot seed, two cotyledons are there. Seed coat, testa and tegment will be there. These are two cotyledons. Radicle, hypocotyle and epicotyle is there. Fine. Now in the case of the monocot, as already we have seen the development of embryo of dicot and monocot, isn't it? Now monocot, here you can see endosperm is there. In this case endosperm is not there. Why? Because developing embryo has taken up, consumed whole endosperm. Now here the cotyledons are there. But in the case of the monocot, they have the half portion, that seed is having the endosperm. The lowermost portion that having the coleoryza, radicle, plumule, colectile, and this is the scutellum. I said at the time of the embryo development of monocot that instead of cotyledon we use the term scutellum. Here this portion is the scutellum. Now what happened here? Whatever the nourishment from the endosperm is passing to the developing embryo is through this scutellum, not directly. That's why sometimes we said that nourishment provided in the case of monocot seed to the developing embryo is by the scutellum. So directly scutellum is not having the reserve food material, but whatever the endosperm is giving, that is through scutellum. That's why we said. So here this one is the scutellum. In the case of monocot embryo development we have seen that. So scutellum, and so these are the parts of the dicot and monocot seed. Now the next term, the new term they have used, that is apomixis. Now what is this apomixis? Here when seeds are produced without fertilization, usually the seed production is with fertilization of the male and the female gamete, then zygote, then further development and all those things, isn't it? But here if seed are produced without the fertilization is called apomixis. Okay. Now the some species diploid egg cell is formed without reduction division, without meiosis, and it develops into an embryo, that is without fertilization, and thus apomictic seeds can be formed. So without the fertilization, apomictic seeds are formed. Now there are the few categories of apomixis. The first one is a recurrent apomixis, means without fertilization which part is giving the seed. An embryo sac develops from megaspore mother cell. Directly from here, megaspore mother cell. So that is called recurrent apomixis. Non-recurrent apomixis, when embryo arises directly from normal egg cell without fertilization. Okay. And the last one is adventive embryony, when the embryo develops from the nucellus or the integumentary cells with the help of integumentary cells or the nucellus. Then it is called as adventive embryony. So this is when the seed are produced without fertilization, and those type of seed that is called apomictic seed, and there are the three categories: recurrent, non-recurrent and adventid. Okay. Next, one more topic is there, parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy here when the fruit is developed without fertilization. Okay, and such fruits are called parthenocarpic fruit. The example is banana. Actually, they are the seedless fruit because without the fertilization they are forming. So they are seedless fruits. Example is banana. Last term, that is a new term, the polyembryony. So it is the development of more than one embryo inside the seed. That condition is called polyembryony. So development of more than one embryo inside the seed, and the condition is described as polyembryony. Result is in multiple seedling. So because of this polyembryony, we can see this one, that is a multiple seedling, is the observation in that one. So in this slide, what we have discussed, seed and the fruit development, how they develop. Okay, then what is apomixis, what are the different categories, then parthenocarpy and polyembryony. So in this way, this whole first chapter, that is reproduction in lower and higher plants, is over. So please have a look of this one. Thank you.